2, 1, start. Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. I'm going to be doing another two-handed game, trying out this new camera angle. We'll see how I like it for a full game. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of digital Spirit Island, which does not have Jagged Earth content. So I'm going with an all Jagged Earth theme here, with Grinning Trickster stirs up trouble on board E, and Lure of the Deep Wilderness on board F. Going up against the Tsardom of Russia. I'm going to be playing against level 4 Russia. So we'll see how that goes. So for Lure and Grinning Trickster, let's see. So the initial Explorer was in sands, so I'm going to have to try to deal with that, especially these two sands that have beasts in them. I don't want Russia to ravage in lands with beasts and collect those. So especially this one's going to be tricky because they're going to build a city, and I prefer not to lose my presence right off the bat. So let's go ahead and go for 2 card plays. I think I can add this maybe here, just so I can reach this, possibly do something about it, we'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and gain Moon, Air, Plant, and 2 energy. Maybe not the smart way. I know some people don't like to use that ability, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll use that as a marker. And then go ahead and play. So with Lure of the Deep Wilderness, I'm going to go ahead and play Gift. My goal here is to get to the first level of Never Heard From Again, so I can add a Badlands and potentially do some stuff with that. So to that end, I'm going to be doing Gift of the Deep Wild, this one here, and Perils of the Deepest Island. And I think those collectively, oops, sorry, it's a little washed out. I wonder if I can make that better. Should be okay. It looks alright on just the island board, so might have to do these in post. Alright, so I'm playing Gift of the Untamed Wild and Perils of the Deepest Island. I get 1 energy per turn, so that will go towards Perils of the Deepest Island. I usually like to do a Softly Beckon Ever Inward first turn with Lure, but just because they're building a city here, I need to stack up some Badlands just so I can kill that and not have to worry about it. And I'll have Never Heard From Again, so I'll be able to do some stuff here with that. So that'll be okay. Now with Trickster, I'm not sure. I probably do want to add a presence as well. Push some Dahan around maybe. So let's see what I want to do. Could just gain a minor, see what I get. Don't need a lot of energy this turn. I probably want to go to Let's See What Happens, just so I can try to do something. So yeah, let's work towards that. And I can probably push that guy out of there. So I usually like to do an Incite the Mob, Impersonate Authority combination turn 1. But I think I can wait on Incite the Mob. Although I do want the air anyway. So I might still do that. That way I can get to Let's See What Happens. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to come down here, go from bottom. Actually, if I go from top, I'll get the top level. So let's go from top. I'll add my presence over here, see if I can do something there next turn. And I guess I'll gain a power card. Well, I'm going to be wanting to spread out some strife. So let's go ahead and gain the energy instead with my second action. So that's 2 energy. +1 from growth. And I'm going to be doing my pretty standard Trickster opening of Incite the Mob and Impersonate Authority. Both slow powers, but they get me lots of elements. So now I go into the fast phase. No fast powers with lore. With Grinning Trickster, I do have the second level of Let's See What Happens, with 2 moon, 1 fire, and 2 air. So I'm going to go ahead and target, I think, this land. And I discard powers from the minor power deck until I get one that targets a land, and then use its effects there. Okay. So Fire in the Sky, pretty good. That might be a keeper. So that's going to be 2 fear, add 1 strife. And then I may forget a power card to gain the just use power to hand and 1 energy. I don't really want to do that just yet. Even though I would like to keep Fire in the Sky. Maybe I could just forget Overenthusiastic Arson. It's a little risky. That way I can keep Fire in the Sky rolling. It's got the same elements. Yeah, let's... This is why it's good to take a minor power first turn. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think that's better than Overenthusiastic Arson, so I'll take Fire in the Sky and 1 energy. Okay. Alright, so then I go to the Invader phase, just flip an event for no reason. And then I go into the Invader phase. So I'm going to go ahead and build. It's okay, bud. So I got a couple buildings going up. And then explore in wetlands. Okay. Could be dangerous. Alright, and then I go to slow powers. So I've got a couple here with both of them. So with Grinning Trickster, I think I will use... Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to use Impersonate Authority on this land, actually. Just go ahead and kill that town, and then I won't have to worry about it in the fast phase. Hello.
Hi.
That was Incite the Mob. Then, let's see, it also destroyed, so I get an extra fear. And then Impersonate Authority. I'm going to go ahead and add a strife. Just keep these nearby. Here. And I'll pay an energy to add another strife. Oh, and I'll just keep that safe. I can push Dahan there next turn and wipe that all out. Okay. Then I go to Lure of the Deep Wilderness. So I'm going to go ahead and try to deal with this. Let's go with... keep all these nearby because I'm going to be using them a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and use Perils of the Deepest Island on this land. Does 1 fear, adds a bad land. Adds a beast within 1 range. I think I'll just keep it in the same land. And push it to Dahan, but there's no Dahan there. And then I have Gift of the Untamed Wild. I can choose to either add a wilds or replace one of my presents with a disease. Let's go ahead and replace this presence. I don't need a sacred site for anything, right? No. With a disease. Then I also want to use Forsake Society to chase after dreams. I have 2 moon and 1 air. So I could replace this guy with 2, but I don't need to. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and just gather one of these. And then I'll use Never Heard From Again. So it adds a Badlands, because I have the first level. So second Badlands in there. This might be dangerous to leave. I don't want to really lose 2 to Han, but it's okay. I'm on a Han focused spirit, so it's fine. Alright. And then I have the second level as well, so I destroy up to 2 explorers. So these guys get destroyed. One of them gets pushed instead. I'll push him into the mountain. Actually, I push him into my land, which gets me a fear. And that's that. So discard cards, and I go back to growth. It would help if I paid for Incite the Mob, so I'll do that now. Alright, so with Trickster, I want to go ahead and add a presence again. Let's go ahead and add from bottom this time, and I want to add in here so I can push that. I think I also want to gain a power card at this point. Let's do that. Like calls to like. Purifying Flame's not bad. A little bit of damage. There's not a lot of blade out though. I got 3 Bright Light removal cards, which is not great for Grinning Trickster. So I'll probably do like calls to like. Could do Purifying Flame just for the elements. I don't know that that's really worth it though. Okay, so I'm going to do Unexpected Tigers and Light Calls to Like. I'm going to push this to Han in here with Presence. And then with Lure of the Deep Wilderness, I'm definitely playing Swallowed by the Wilderness. And I can pull some stuff out of that center land as well. So let's add a presence. I think from top. Here. And I'll gain a power card. Because I don't think that I'm going to hit any of my innates. No. Yeah, so let me grab a power card. Okay, with this power card I've got Unquenchable Flames, Sunset's Fire flows across the land. Inflame the Fires of Life is pretty good. That's probably the play. It's got really good elements for me. Yeah. So Inflame the Fires of Life. Probably not going to use it just yet. I think the Gather's going to be better. Assuming that they don't explore mountains. If they do, then gathering everything here is probably a bad play. But if they don't, that's a good one. Okay. So yeah, let's go softly beckon ever inward and swallowed by the wilderness. I'm gonna get 2 energy for presence, which pays for softly beckon, and pay for swallow. And I can hopefully put off my reclaim for another turn if I get a good minor next turn. So I'm going to use Swallowed by the Wilderness in this land. I do so much damage, like 6 damage. So it's 2 fear for the card itself, which gets me a fear card, and then enough damage to kill all of those, which is 2 more fear. And that land is clear for the time being. It'll add more stuff pretty soon. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and do, let's see, I think I've only got slow powers right now on Trickster. So yeah, that's it. So I go into an event. My event is New Species Spread. New plants and animals brought by the invaders damage the local ecology. You may let the invasive species bloom. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it's fast, add Blight to a land with towns and cities. After resolving this card, return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Or I can transmute the worst of the species. Costs us 4 energy per player, aided by Moon, which I have a couple of. 1 fear per player. On each board, add 1 beast to a land with towns or cities. Okay. Definitely want to do that one. So I guess I could go back into a reclaim with Lure, discard and flame the Fires of Life for 4. So now my cost is just 2. And I can pay for that. I'll pay 1 from each spirit. Alright, so that covers the 8, and I get 1 fear per player. And add a beast to a land with towns and cities. I don't want to do it there, so let's do it there. And here, I can do it in, there's fine. Okay. Then on half the boards rounding up, add 1, I hate this, this one. On half the boards rounding up, add 1 disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders, do 2 damage to Dahan there. So let's go ahead and do it in here, I guess, and stop them from building a town, although Trickster deals with towns really well. It's still okay. Kills it Dahan. And then on this board, I guess these Dahan are going to die anyway, most likely. So I'll do it there. And kill that. And then Offerings of Pattern and Dance. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan among its lands gains 1 energy. I think I have 1, 2. So I get 1 energy on Trickster. Okay, first fear card, Terror level 1. Cities deal -1 damage during Ravage. Invaders do not heal damage at the end of the turn. That's interesting. Communities in disarray. Alright, and then I go to the Ravage. So this one, they've got 2 Strife tokens, which they lose. Dahan will fight back and kill this town, doing 1 fear. And the Explorer will just run away, getting me another fear. And I'll have him go into this land. This one, I'm just going to lose its Strife token. Normally Strife on Explorers is the waste, but against Russia it's okay. And then on this board here, we get my first Blight added, and this Dahan does die. Alright. Next is going to be a build in wetlands. So let's see. So they're going to build a bunch of towns. Here, and I'll lose that. Okay. And then they explore in jungle. Alright. It's not mountains, so that's good. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. And then I go to slow powers. So slow powers, I'm going to use Softly Beckon Ever Inward on this land here. I'll go ahead and gather out a lot of stuff. So that's 1 town and 1 explorer. I'll do 1 town and 1 explorer. So that's 2 explorers, 2 towns. I'll go ahead and leave the beasts, maybe? No, I'll go ahead and bring some of the beasts in. Actually, I'll do this one. Just because I can use that as a killing zone. Do I want the Dahan as well? Yeah, as well. Pull some Dahan in. Okay. And then I'll use like calls to like as well. I'll do it on this land. The nice thing is that Lure ignores explorers, so I'm not going to trigger Rush's extra ravage if I have 3 explorers here. It'll actually take 5 explorers to trigger their extra ravage. So I can gather 1 explorer from there, stop that build. May as well gather this blight in here as well. Gather another Dahan. I can also do it for towns. So sure, I'll gather that town in here. So that's a very stacked mountain. Hopefully I can do something with that next turn, or in a future turn. And then I have Unexpected Tigers, so it's 1 fear if invaders are present, and if you can gather 1 beast, do so, then push 1 explorer. So I'm going to use that here. I'm going to gather this beast. That's 1 fear, and then I'll push that explorer. And why not? I'll just keep pushing him in there. So that's a big stack. Hopefully I can do some damage with that in this land here. So that was Unexpected Tigers, Like Toss the Lake, Softly Beckon Ever Inward. Haven't used my 2 and 8s, but I don't think I have either of them. No, I don't. Yeah. So that's the end of that turn. And back to growth. So with Lure, I do have to reclaim. I was hoping to have pushed it off, but that's alright. And I'd like to at least be able to get the 2nd level of Never Heard From Again, so I need 2 plant out. Don't have a Sacred Site, so I can't use Inflame the Fires of Life. So it's probably going to be another Perils of the Deepest Island and Gift of the Untamed Wild. And if I do that, I'm going to gain my first innate again for 2 energy. So I can get a plant, and I'll be able to add a Badlands as well. Alright, and then I gain 2 more energy, so probably can get a major soon. Oh, cool. So that's Lure with Trickster. Do I want to reclaim on Trickster? I've only got 2 energy. I do have Fire in the Sky, which I can use here. And actually, if I use Fire in the Sky there, that's enough to take care of it. So let's go ahead. I'll gain a power card so I can put out the Reclaim. And I'll go from top here, just so I can get a little bit more energy. Need a Sacred Site for this, so I'll put the 2nd one in there. And then I'll gain a minor power. It's going to be major soon, but let's see. Oh, I could forget Light Calls to Lake. Probably won't have the energy for most majors this turn, so yeah, I'll stick with the minor. Okay, so for my minor powers here, I've got Call of the Dahan Ways. That's going to be very, very good in this matchup. Call to Trade, Uncanny Melting. I keep getting bite removal cards for some reason. And Gnawing Root Biters. I'm going to go to Call of the Dahan Ways. Yeah, that's going to be very strong. And I'll go ahead and gain my 2 energy from Presence and pay for both these cards. Okay, so I go into Fast Powers. So with my first Fast Power, let's see, do I have the... Nope, I'm missing an air still. Okay, so first I'm going to use Fire in the Sky to do 2 fear, and add a strife there. Gets me a fear card. And I'm going to pay an energy to add an additional strife in that same land. So that was Fire in the Sky. I don't have Let's See What Happens. And I don't have any fast powers on lore, so I go straight into an event. Seeking the Interior, that's nice. So Seeking the Interior, let's see, actually no, I think I found from Digital Play that once the number is revealed, that's what it is. So since it's a stage 2 on top, I'm in stage 2 and 3. So local diaspora. Or let me double check that, because it does matter a lot for this turn. So unfortunately that means I get local diaspora as opposed to Seeking the Interior. So this beautiful land that I've spread everything out in is going to run away. So in the single land with the most invaders, I'm going to push 1 explorer and town. That's a really bad event. I was hoping to do a lot with this, and it's very connected, so a lot's going to push out. And that means I'll get a Ravage there. Yeah, fuck, that's not great. And there, so they're going to take 2 beasts because of this event. Okay. This event is going to cause 3 blight and 2 beasts dying. That's really shitty luck. Yeah, I'll play it out. Alright, so I'll go ahead and push out. Everything from there that I had wonderfully gathered up. With local diaspora. That is probably the worst card that I could have gotten for the event. So given that luck, we'll see if I can still win against Russia 4. Alright. Yeah, ouch. Then Beast Prowl. So each beast generates fear if invaders are present and moves to an adjacent land if not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fear. Which is going to get me another fear card at least. And this one will move to an adjacent land. I'll just move it over there. And then forsake the barren land. On each board, push 2 Dahan from a land with blight to a land without blight. Well, that's just this land. Okay. That was unfortunate. But I do have 2 fear cards now. Alright, Dahan Reclaim Fishing Grounds. Each player chooses a different coastal land with Dahan, and each 1 damage per Dahan. Okay, well, different coastal lands, so 1 damage there. And then each player adds 1 strife to a land not matching a Ravage card. That's okay. Alright. Just put them under the cities. And then Ravage. I had it set up beautifully so that no Ravage was going to happen, and instead I got fucked by an event. It happens. This one at least is ignored. This one is going to Ravage, so I'll lose presence. And they claim their first beast. This one is also going to Ravage. This one will Ravage, but do no damage. One of these explorers will die, and the other will get pushed, which gets me a fear. Okay. So that was the Ravage. Next we go to the build. They're going to build in jungles. It's a little weird that if it's a stage 1, stage 2, and 3 thing, then really the only chance you have to get the stage 1 effect is on the very first draw. After that it's going to be stage 2 or 3. So it's a little odd, but I guess that is how it works. Alright, build in jungles. Build. Build. And I had that jungle cleared out as well. Build. And no build. Alright, wetlands with escalation. Wetlands is not what I was hoping for. And then the escalation for rushes on each board. Add 2 explorers total among lands with beasts. I can do those here. This board getting pretty safely in the mountains. Okay, then I go to slow powers. So I can do Call of the Dahan Ways to replace an explorer with a Dahan, or I can place a town with a Dahan. Honestly, replacing an explorer is probably better against Russia. What am I going to do about these two? That's the problem. Okay. I'll figure that out later. Replace that explorer with a Dahan. And then I also have Gift to the Untamed Wild and Perils of the Deepest Island. This land is no longer the best place to use that, I don't think. I do also have Forsake Society to chase after dreams, so let's go ahead and yeah, that's okay. So I'm going to target that one here, as I have the 2nd level. Turn this town into 2 explorers, and then gather those explorers in here. I want to do it there. I can still do it here, maybe. I'm not going to get the 5 or more destruction, so yeah, I'll do it in here. Then I can destroy any number of those. Well, actually, if I do it in here, well, I'm going to ignore that anyway, so yeah, I will pull those guys in here, but then I'm going to use Never Heard From Again on this land instead. So I will destroy these 2. One gets pushed to an adjacent land. I'll just push him here. Actually, no. I'll push him in here. That's fine. And that gets me 2 fear. And then I also have, and that was here, so I get to add a bad land there. Okay. So now I go to Gift of the Untamed Wild. Well, actually, I still have Perils and Gift of the Untamed Wild, so both my cards with with lure left. Let's go one fear. I'll add a Badlands here. And push this guy. Maybe I'll be able to defend that next turn. And push that there. And add a beast within one range. I'll keep the beast there and see if I can draw more stuff in. And then Gift of the Untamed Wild, each spirit can either add one wilds to one of their lands or replace one of their presence with a disease. This time I think I'll do the wilds. Add that in here. Okay, that's that turn. Back to growth. I'm going to reclaim with Trickster, which costs an energy. I can move a presence with that as well. Move that presence over here. That's fine. Okay. And then I don't have much energy. I do want to add more presence. I want to get to the any element, so I'm going to do that. I'll add a presence over here. Actually, do I want the any element, or do I want Call of the Dawn Ways? That might be better. If I do 3 card plays, yeah, let's do that. I'll go up to 3 card plays. And with that, I will incite the mob, impersonate authority, and do Call of the Dawn Ways. That costs my 2 energy. Alright, and with lure, what do I want to do? I do want to add a presence, probably for the moon. I think I want to go here. I might try Softly Beckon Ever Inward again. We'll see if it works this time. And I can do Swallowed by the Wilderness. Or I can just do Swallowed by the Wilderness and Inflame the Fires of Life. Although I need a Sacred Site for that. So yeah, I'll do these 2. And, well, actually, let me gain a major first. So I'll have 6 energy this turn. Yeah, I think it's probably a good time for it. Ooh, Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. That's pretty good. That's really good. Yeah, let's do that one. So going with Wounded Wild turns on its assailants, I'll forget something from discard. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just forget Inflame the Fires of Life. It is a very good card, but I think I can go without it, maybe. Yeah, I'll forget Inflame the Fires of Life. Didn't get to use it. It is a good card, but I want to keep the others that I have just for elements. I get 2 energy. I don't have the kicker just yet. I'm very close. Maybe I should save it until next turn. No, it's okay. I'll still play it. Although I don't get Forsake Society to chase after dreams. Tricky. I don't need Swallowed by the Wilderness. I'll go Wounded Wild and Softly Beckon Ever Inward. Okay. Costs all my energy, but that's fine. Okay. So now I go to fast powers. I have no fast powers on Lure. On Grinning Trickster, I have the highest level of Let's See What Happens. So let's go ahead and target that on land. Let's do it on here. Oh, that got healed. 1 fear and 1 damage. I'm not going to keep that one. Okay. I think the others I have are fast. I do have Why Don't You and Them Fight? But I think I'll keep that as a slow power. No, I can't. I don't have the stuff for that. Okay. So yeah, Why Don't You and Them Fight right here. Does 2 damage. Gets me a fear and pushes one of these guys. I'll do it into this wetland. Okay. So then I go to an event. My event is Bureaucrats Adjust Funding on each board with 9 or more towns or cities. I don't think either of them have that. And on each with 3 or fewer, I don't think either of that as well. Nope, this is 4, so I'm good. Okay. Terrifying Beasts, 2 fear per board with 2 or more beasts. That's both. So 2, 4 fear, and that puts me to terror level 2. And then Coordinated Defense, when invaders ravage, if the land has both Dahan and Presence, defend 5. Oh, I could have defended that. That's okay. Fear. Wary of the Interior. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from an inland land. Just do the town. Okay. Ravage and Jungle. I'm gonna get to a Blighted Island very fast. Again, thanks to local diaspora. Blighted Island card. Erosion of Will. Immediately 2 fear per player. Each player destroys one of their presence and loses 1 energy. Fortunately, I spent all of my energy this turn, so I have none to lose. But do lose 1 presence. That's fine. I'll do that guy and that guy. All right, 3 fear per, or 3 blight per player. Okay, could be going better. Let's see, this jungle as well is going to ravage. Why did I put a strafe under that? I don't know. And then this one's just ignored, so that's fine. Build in wetlands. Other 2 are empty. And then I get a stage 3 card thanks to the accelerated exploitation from Russia 4. So they're going to explore in sands and mountains. I'll have to do something about that. That's okay for right now. Alrighty, so that's that. Then I go to slow powers. I have a bunch. So with my slow powers, I can do Incite the Mob, Impersonate Authority, and Call of the Dahan Ways. Let's go ahead and do Call of the Dahan Ways here. That's one way to deal with it. I'll replace that with that. And let's do all my lure stuff now. So with lure, I'm going to forsake society to chase after dreams. I have the 1st level. So let's go ahead and do... Actually, I don't have 2 plants, so I can't do Never Heard From Again, but that's okay. I can kill these next turn. So let's pull that in with forsake society to chase after dreams. And then I'll go ahead and use the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. So right there, it's a land with blight. So I add 2 bad lands, gather up to 2 beasts. And then 1 damage per blight, beast, or wilds. So that's 3 damage, 5 because of the bad lands. So fear. And then I can destroy 3 more of these, one of which gets pushed instead, which will get me a fear card. I'll go ahead and push that guy in. Let's see, I can push him in here. I'll add another presence there to get the Sacred Site next turn. Or I can just do Swallowed by the Wilderness there. Either way is fine. Okay, we'll see. So that's that. Next up is going to be... Let's see. I still have Softly Beckon Ever Inward. So where do I want to Softly Beckon? Probably in here. Yeah. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and gather a beast. Two towns. 1 town. 2 explorers. I can do 2 towns, it's fine. And I'm not going to gather the Dahan. I'll leave the Dahan out of this mess. Alright, so that's Softly Beckon Ever Inward. And I do still have Incite the Mob and Impersonate Authority. Lots of slow powers going on. Don't have the energy to spread this to another land, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and do this one let's see, sands might be okay. Yeah, let's do it there. And then I'll do incite the mob on this land. So each invader with strife deals damage to other invaders. It will destroy 2, which is 2 fear. 1 instead gets pushed, which is an additional fear. And I'll go ahead and push him into this jungle. Alright, so I've got things relatively under control now. Considering how bad that event affected me, I think I'm in pretty good shape. So that was all my slow powers. Actually, I do still have... oh no, I had to do that fast. So yeah, that's everything. So, discard from there. And I think I'm going to add a presence from top for lore after I discard these. I think I might just go with 1 card play this turn, just so I can get some energy up. We'll see. So this is going to go in here so I can get a Sacred Site. And so I can ignore more Explorers, but probably going to swallow some Wilderness in there. Now, do I want another power card? I don't think I need one. I'm going to have 3 energy this turn. Yeah, let's gain a power card. I don't need the elements from that. Just a minor, because I'm a little bit energy poor this turn. Hazard spread across the islands, very good. Tormenting Rotflies, set them on an ever-twisting trail, it's not bad. I like Hazard spread. I'm going to do that. Okay. I get 3 energy now. And I'll play Swallowed by the Wilderness and Hazard spread across the island. As far as running Trickster goes, I don't think there are any ravages that are happening, so I don't have to worry about that. Builds in Mountains and Sands, I've got that pretty well taken care of as well. This Sands could be a problem, so if I can get over there, that would be nice. I don't know that I'll be able to. Maybe I will. Light Calls to Lake would be good, just to kind of pull some more stuff in. So let's get that any element now. I'll add a presence at 2 range. Let's see, where can I go? I'll go over here. And I'll gain energy equal to card plays. That's 3 energy. I get 2 energy just from presence. And I'll play, well, if I do this, I can't do Fire in the Sky. Yeah, I can. No, I can't. So I would like to go over there, but I don't think I can. Shoot. If I give up a Cascade there, it's not the worst thing in the world. Prefer not to, though. Am I really going to play Fire in the Sky just for the elements? I think I am. Yeah. Okay. I'll still go there. And then Light Calls to Lake, Unexpected Tigers, and Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky I can't actually play because I don't have a Sacred Site. So it's just played for the elements. But with those elements, I can use this any as an air, and that gives me, let's see what happens at the 2nd level. So I'll go ahead and use that on this land. And it's add 1 strife, I like that. I'll go ahead and use my special ability after one of my powers adds strife in a land. I can pay 1 energy to add an additional strife somewhere else. Man, as well add it there as well. Oh, and the other thing I was going to do as part of my growth is push this guy in here. Cool. So that's Twilight Fog leads to madness, brings madness. I don't think I want to forget anything for that. No, I'm good. I'll leave that. Okay. So that's just discarded, and then I have Why Don't You and Them Fight. No, I don't. I don't have any of those, so that's okay. Then I'm going to use Hazard Spread Across the Island and Swallowed by the Wilderness, both fast powers. So for Hazard Spread, that's going to get me another Badlands here. And then I will go ahead and use Swallowed by the Wilderness in this land. Does 2 fear. And it's going to do a lot of damage. Let's see, 5 plus 2 for 2 Badlands, so 7 damage. So 4 for the 2 towns. And then 3 Explorers. One of which just gets pushed instead, gets me another fear card. And I'll go ahead and push him into this land. Okay, so that was those two. My others are slow. Others are slow. Okay, good. So going to an event now. I'm on Overcrowded Cities. On each board with a city, add 1 blight to a land with a city. Spirits may prevent this on any adult boards by destroying 2 presents from each board to be protected. Don't love that. I don't need that much presence with Trickster right now, so I think I'll destroy his 2 presents. And then on this board, yeah, same thing. Don't want to lose all of my Trickster guys, but so let's go with these 2. Okay, and then Prey on the Unwary. Each beast destroys an explorer. Add 1 beast to a board without one. Okay, so these 2 get destroyed. 1 gets pushed. I'll push them in here, and then these 2, 3 of them get destroyed. So really 1. I'll push them back into this land. And I get 2 for those pushes. Here as well, 2 of these get destroyed. 1 really gets pushed into this land, which gets me yet another fear. And then Coming of Age. On each board, add 1 Dahan to a jungle or wetland with Dahan. Only 1 choice here, and only 1 choice here. 2 level 2 fear cards now. First one is Too Many Monsters. Each player removes 1 explorer and 1 town from a land with beasts, or 1 town or 1 explorer from a land adjacent to beasts. Cool. So let's go ahead and remove this guy, just so I don't have to worry about that. That's not adjacent to beasts, so I'll remove I want to do something with those, so I can destroy them. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so that was Too Many Monsters. And then tread carefully. Each player may choose a land with Dahan, or adjacent to at least 3 Dahan. Invaders do not ravage there this turn. Okay. So I go into the Ravage step. No Ravage here, no Ravage here, thanks to Lure. No ravage here, no ravage here. So we're good. Build in mountains and sands. Use that. Empty, empty. They do build a town there. They do build here, which is fine. Use that. Use that. Mountains with escalation, that's actually okay. Okay. I like them in the mountains. And then the escalation is just going to add more explorers. I can keep them in here. Actually, I want 5 in there so I can hit it with Never Heard From Again and get the extra fear from it. So that's that. And then on this board, they have to be here. Actually, they could be up in the corner, but I want them here instead. Okay, that's pretty good, actually. Then I go to slow powers. So let's go ahead and go with... let's go with Like Calls to Like. I lost my presence there. Just annoying. I think I'll still use it on this land. And I'm going to gather a Blight. Let's do this one. Actually, that one. Oof, this land is full. An Explorer. And a town. Okay, I also have Unexpected Tigers. Let's see, 1 fear for invaders are present. If you can gather 1 beast, do so, then push, otherwise add 1 beast. So let's do it here. I will gather 1 beast, push this guy in there, get a fear. Alright, big turn with Lure of the Deep Wilderness. So, I have Never Heard From Again, which I will use to great effect to destroy 1,000,000 explorers. 6 actually. Let's see. I also have for 6 Society of Chase After Dreams. I think I will pull... No, I don't have that actually. Okay. So I'll add another Badlands in here. And then I will destroy 2 per tokens, which is going to be all of these guys. That's a lot. So that's 2 fear. And then 1 of them will get pushed, which will get an additional fear. 1 fear away from another fear card. And I'll push them in here. Okay, that's that turn. Yeah, it's a reclaim cycle from both spirits. Gotta pay to do that with Trickster, but that's alright. Means I don't get to add a new presence with Lure, but that should be okay. Okay, so I gain 1 energy as part of that. And let's see, right now they're going to Ravage here, potentially, but I can stop that. So I'll probably have to do a Swallowed by the Wilderness there. Can't do hazard spread because I don't have a sacred site anymore. Let's do Gift of the Untamed Wild and Swallowed by the Wilderness, and I will go ahead and gain the... Let's see, they're building mountains. Yeah, that's okay. No, I needed to do Swallowed by the Wilderness. Okay. And I'll go ahead and gain 2 energy and a plant. So I have 4 plants this turn. Actually get to hit the 2 damage from Never Heard From Again. We'll see if it actually comes into effect though. Okay, cool. And then Grinning Trickster. Let's see. I probably need to get more presence out on the board. Pretty low, just 3. What's happening? Ravaging in Sands. So if I can get a Fire in the Sky up there, that'll be pretty good. I think I want Fire in the Sky and Incite the Mob. Oh, actually, they are going to Ravage here. Shit. Okay. Do I have anything else that can deal with that? I don't think I do. So I might just have to move this presence out of there. Let's move it in here. Oh, that's as part of growth. I need to add another presence here. And then I have 3 card plays with just 3 energy. That's going to be Fire in the Sky for sure. I think I'll keep rolling with Call of the Dahan Ways. No. Yeah. I'll do the Impersonate Authority and Incite the Mob combo again. Okay. Alrighty. Now I go to Fast Powers. So for my Fast Powers, I have Swallowed by the Wilderness. I'm going to use in here. Does a ton of damage. And I get 4 fear total. Which gets me another fear card. I'm 1 fear card away from Terror level 3. Although there are a bunch of cities on the board, so I'm probably not going to win that way. Well, maybe. Possible. Okay. Next, I will go ahead and use Fire in the Sky right here to Fear and Strife. I can also use Why Don't You and Them Fight. And that can save the sands from cascading. Okay. So I'll use Why Don't You and Them Fight here to add a Strife. And I'll pay 1 energy to add a Strife to an adjacent land. Very wasteful, but it does stop a cascade, so I think that's worth it. And that's that. I also have let's see what happens, and let's go ahead and see what happens if I use that. Otherwise, there. It's getting very messy in this very narrow land. Let's see what happens somewhere with Blight, just in case. So I'll see what happens there. Defend 1's defend 4. So that's fine. I don't really want to save that card. Okay. So those are my fast powers. Next we go to an event. I've got Partitioned Wilderness. On each board, if there are 4 more lands with towns, add 1 blight to a land with or adjacent to a town. I don't think that's the case on either board. Yeah, I've only got 2 towns total. Okay. Let's see. Pestilence arrives on canvas sails. On each board, add 1 disease to the coastal land with the most towns and cities. Minimum of 1. So that's going to be there, and it's a tie between these two. I'll put it in there to stop the build, I guess. And then Clever Cooperation. Each spirit may push one of their presence from a land with Dahan. 2 damage and the land pushed 2. So that's only this land. I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Push that guy in there. And I get another fear for that, so that's okay. And fear card. Angry Mobs. Terror level 2. 2 away from 3. In each land with 2 or more explorers, destroy 1 explorer or town per 2 explorers. So I'll just be this, but then he'll get pushed, which gets me a fear. Okay. And I guess that's true here too. So I can destroy this, which pushes me into terror level 3. Oh, and it would have happened here as well. Yeah, since I pushed that in there, so it would have happened here too. And that gets me fear. Beset by many troubles. Terror level 3. Every badland, beast, disease, wilds, or strife grants to threaten 3 in its land and adjacent lands. Okay. Yeah, no ravages happening this turn, I don't think. Okay. Actually, that does save this one here. Cool. Alright, cool. So I go to a Ravage. So empty. This one's now defended 3, actually 6, so nothing here. This one does lose its strife. This one is defended thanks to beset by many troubles, so that's okay. And yeah, that's an insane card for this spirit combination. This one, Dahan will fight back and kill these guys. Ooh, no, that one's splitting apart. And that guy will be pushed here, so I get 2 fear for that. Yeah, that's that. So that's this board. This board, nothing happens here. Nothing happens here. Oh wait, no, they do. Because I'm ignoring 2. Oh yeah, let me redo this slightly. So instead of pushing from here to here, I would have pushed from here to here. Just so I save myself on this. Okay, so yeah, ignore these 2 guys. They don't ravage. These guys are just going to lose their strafe. So gave up a lot of strafes, but that's okay. Oh, and this one ravages. Ooh, forgot about it. Oh no, it doesn't. It's defended. Everything's defended because of millions of things around it. So instead, this guy will die and get pushed there. For a fear. Dylvan Mountains. So this board looking pretty clean, aside from on Blight, but I have moved it into mostly 1 land. And then explore mountains and wetlands. Okay, mountains, mountains, mountains. Actually, they don't explore there. No adjacent buildings. But they'll explore here, 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 here. Okay, now I go to slow powers. So I've got Impersonate Authority and Incite the Mob. Where do I want to do that? I think one of these two lands. So let's go ahead and do Impersonate Authority right here. And then Incite the Mob to kill these, one of which gets pushed. Oops. One of which gets pushed. I'll push it in here. I'll have to add another presence there to stop that from ravaging, or I can just kill them all. We'll see. Gets another fear. And then for Lure of the Deep Wilderness, I have Gift of the Untamed Wilds. Never heard from again. I have the 3rd level. So let's go ahead and use that. So I'm going to pull this guy in here with Forsake Society to chase after dreams. So there's lots of those guys. And then I will go ahead and use... Well, I can do it in either land, I guess. I'll do it. Yeah, I want the extra fear, so I'll do it here. And then I'll use Never Heard From Again to kill all of these guys. One of which gets pushed into this mountain. That's 3 fear, which gets me another fear card. 3 fear cards away from winning. I'm getting lots of fear from pushing shit, so doing okay. I should be able to get that relatively soon. And then Gift of the Untamed Wild, I don't really have enough tokens to just forget stuff. So let's go ahead and add wilds up here. Alright, time passes and I go to a new turn. And it's possible maybe that I can clear out all of those cities, maybe not. That's kind of an ask. So instead, let's see if I can deal with some other stuff. So I think I do want to add a presence. Do I need a Sacred Site? Probably not. And I think I'll go for energy and then I can get a major next turn, possibly. So let's go ahead and add this guy over yonder. I don't need a Sacred Site, so that's fine. And I'll gain 3 energy for card plays and 3 for presence track. And play my 3 cards. And then with Lure, let's see. Hazard spread across the island is going to be pretty good. I do need a Sacred Site for that. Wounded Wild turns on its assailants, also an excellent card. Don't know that I have a place that I can really do that effectively. Oh, this one maybe. Yeah, or this after it waits. Yeah, so if I want to get up there, I need to add a presence in this land. beasts that I can gather there, though, which is unfortunate. Need to get up to 3 card plays as well. So maybe I'll go for that animal rather than the air. That way I can do hazard spread. Now if I do that, I'm going to keep that guy in there. Oh wait. Keep this guy in here. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So I'll go ahead and do, let's see, what do I need for this? I've got the kicker for Wounded Wild already. So in order to get a little bit of this, I probably want Moon. I'll do 2 energy, and I also gain 3 just from presence. And play Wounded Wild turns on its assailants and hazard spread across the island. Pay for those. And I think I'm good. So let's go ahead and go to... Yep. Alright, so let me go ahead and go to Fast Powers. So Fast Powers, I have hazard spread across the island. Range is 2. I can't do anything to stop that from ravaging, so I'll just try to deal with it next time, I think. And let's go ahead and put... a Badlands in here. Well, let's see, they're going to build in there, but that doesn't have a blight. Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so I'll do that there. Next, I'll go ahead and use all my slow powers. So do I have any of the kickers here? I think I do not. Nope. So for this one, let's see, I do have... I could have 3 animal. Yeah, so let's do that. I'll go ahead and do this land here. Do 2 damage to this guy, which gets me a fear. That's with Why Don't You and Them Fight, making the beast fight the invaders. It's very helpful. Okay, cool. So now I'll go to an event. My event is Temporary Caution. During the Ravage skip on each board, skip one Ravage action in a land where Ton outnumber towns and cities. And then prey on the Heatless. In each land with Beast, 1 damage per beast. Okay, that's going to be a lot. Actually, not as much as I thought. So 1 damage here. That'll kick him in to this land. Gets me a fear. Same here. I'll just keep kicking in there. Oh, this is going to Ravage. I didn't even think about that. Maybe I should stop kicking things in there. Okay, so let's go here and here instead. And then here, they're going to do... Well, let's see. How much damage are they doing? They're doing 6 damage. And I only need 5, so I can still push that guy in there. Beast there, do 3 damage, plus 3 because of the Badlands. So they're doing 6. It's 2 to the town, kills 3 of the explorers, and then 1 explorer will get pushed, and I'll push him over yonder. Okay. Then I've got, let's see, that was Temporary Caution, Prey on the Heedless. Next is going to be Speak of the Spirit's Anger. For each board, 1 fear if any Dahan are in lands with towns and cities. Yeah, lots of fear. So 1 fear if Dahan are in lands with towns and cities. They're not on this board, they're not on that board, so no fear from that, actually. Alright, and then I go to a fear card, Quarantine. Explore does not affect coastal lands, and invaders do not act in lands with disease. Good. Alright, Ravage in Mountains. They will ravage here. This one will just lose its strife. Empty, empty. Build in Mountains and Wetlands. A bunch of builds. That's going to be a city. That's that. And then Coast, and Quarantine and getting the coastal card is perfect because Explore does not affect coastal lands. The other thing, invaders do not act. Yeah, so perfect combination. Getting Quarantine on Coast almost makes up for that awful event that I got initially. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, cool. So now I get to slow powers, and I've got a bunch that I can do. So I've got Like Calls to Like, and the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants, and Unexpected Tigers. Fortunately, I can't pull this Blight anywhere else with Like Calls to Like. Actually, doesn't really make sense for me to do it anywhere except maybe this mountain. So, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have a great place to do that. That's actually, surprisingly. Alright, well, I'll just keep stacking up Blight, I guess. So in this land, I will use Like Cost to Like, and I'll stack up Blight. Actually, I'll do it from here. Okay. Now I can go ahead and do the Wounded Wild turns on its assailants. I'm going to do that here. So let's add 2 Badlands. Gather up to 2 beasts. And then 1 damage per Blight beast. So 2 damage plus 5. So 2 damage plus 3 is 5. 3 damage to the city. It's 2 fear. Kill both of these guys. One of which gets pushed, but that's 3 destruction, so 6 more fear, because I have the kicker. So 2, 4, and a fear card. And then 1 more for pushing this guy instead of destroying him. Technically he's still destroyed. And I'll push him into this wetland. Then I'll go ahead and use Call of the Dahan Waves somewhere. Let's see. Where do I want to do this? Okay. Call of the Dahan Waves, I have the 2nd level, so I can replace a town with an explorer, or a town with a Dahan, or I can do an explorer. Let's go ahead and do a town somewhere. Maybe here. And then I'll also use Unexpected Tigers in this land. So I can do 1 fear if invaders are present. I can gather a beast. And if I gather a beast, I also push an explorer. I'll push him back into this land. Yeah, I should have switched the boards around because this one's the one where a lot more is going on. Really, just the center of this board is pretty crazy. So that was that. I also have Forsake Society, Chase After Dreams, and Never Heard From Again, my last couple. So I'm going to do Forsake Society, Chase After Dreams, targeting. I have the second level. So let's do that there. Place it with 2 explorers and gather them into this land. And then in that land, I'm going to use Never Heard From Again. I add another Badlands. And then I destroy everything there. I have the kicker, so it's even doing the 2 damage. So that's going to be, unfortunately, not the extra fear, because I only get 4 explorers, but 2. Which gets me a fear card. An additional 1 for pushing that explorer somewhere instead of killing it. And it's going to get pushed back to this land. It's kind of been a ping pong here along this corridor with the explorers. It's working out very, very nicely. Getting lots of fear for that. Lure, just insane against Russia. And this game would have been over several turns ago if I hadn't gotten the worst possible event on turn 3. So, yeah, we'll keep going, finish it out for real. But I've only got 7 fear more to go until I win. So, should be okay. Only 4 blight on the blank card, though. That could be a problem. Alright, go back to growth. So I do still have 2 cards in hand with Lure. With Grinning Trickster, I'm going to have to reclaim. Cost me 1. To add a presence, or do I want a major? I'm going to have a decent amount of energy this turn, so it's probably good for a major. I should be okay with where my presence is. I'll move this guy here just so I have a sacred site off of the move. And I don't need to push either of these guys. So let's go for a major. Well, I'm only going to have 5 energy, but should be okay. I'll probably get a decent major for that. Pent Up Calamity, Savage Transformation, Unleash a Torrent of Oneself, and Cast Down into the Briny Deep. All very, very good. So, let's see. Savage Transformation might be okay. It's going to be really easy for me to hit the kicker for that. As much as I like Pent Up Calamity, I may as well just go crazy with beasts this game. So let's go that. I'll just forget. Like calls to like has been nice, but I'll forget that one. And I'll play Savage Transformation. Call of the Dahan Ways, and Fire in the Sky, just so I don't die from this. Okay, so that's not bad. I will have a Cascade, but I think that's going to be the only Ravage, so it shouldn't be too bad. And with Lure of the Deep Wilderness, I could reclaim. But I think I want to add a presence. I'm going to add a presence and then gain a major, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And let's do it over here, so I can reach that coastal land. I'll gain a major with Lure, this could be an issue. I've got 2 level 3 fear cards. I think it'll be fine. Okay, settle into undergrounds. That's pretty good. Infinite vitality. Stops ravage. That's okay. No, it's from a sacred site, so it does not. Utter a curse of dread and bone. Also very good. Instruments of their ruin. Oh, man, I've been getting good powers this game. I really like all of these. Okay. I won't have the kicker for Settle in the Undergrounds this turn. I will have the kicker for Utter Curse of Dread and Bone. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, that's good. That's the game ender right there. I'll just forget hazards spread across the island. It was very good to me. I get 3 energy. And I'll play all 3 of my cards, which is Utter Curse of Dread and Bone, Perils of the Deepest Island, and Softly Beckon Ever Inward. And if I don't lose on the Ravage, I'm definitely going to win in the slow phase this turn. I don't think I have enough fast stuff to win before that. Depends on the event, though. Okay. So then I go to an event, or I go to fast powers. So let's go ahead and add a strafe here with Fire in the Sky for 2 energy, and I think I might have this. If I use my any element on air, I do, so let's just use it there. See if I clean up a blight. Nope. 1 fear, 1 damage. No. Why not? I'll hit him, push him somewhere. There. So 3 fear away from winning now. Okay. Now an event. Stage 3. Extensive building. On each board, build in a land with invaders not matching a build card. Okay, that's fine. Let's just build here, because I'm going to be doing a ton of damage in that land, and that is okay. Two Terra level 3 fear cards. First up, flee from danger. Oh wait, I forgot some stuff. Getting ahead of myself now. The game's getting close to the end. So first, Stricken. In lands with disease or strife, invaders skip ravage actions. Okay. And encroach too far. Settlers encroach too far. On each board, choose a land with a town and Dahan. Push 1 town per 2 Dahan there. Yeah, doesn't affect anything. All right. So flee from dangerous lands. On each board, remove 1 explorer or town from any land, or remove 1 city from a land with badlands, disease, or Dahan. Well, let's remove that guy just to keep him from doing anything. That's an interesting one. It's not each player, it's just do that. I guess because it can remove a city, which is pretty unusual. And then Theological Strife. Each player adds 1 strife in a land with presence. Then each invader with strife deals damage to other invaders in the land. Well, unfortunately I don't have a great land for this, I suppose. I'll just do it here. This invader attacks this one. I'll come to this wetland instead, and I get a fear for that. Alright, Ravage. So I will have a Cascade out here, which is totally fine. And cascade it into that jungle. And then I think that's it. This one's skipping Ravage action because of the strife. Empty. Skipping because lure. Skipping because lure. Empty. Empty. Yep, good. Build in coasts. Town. 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 And then explore sands and wetlands. So let's see. No, explore there. I do explore there. And there. There. And nothing there. Okay. And now I'm going to win the game right here, so I may as well just make it look as clean as I can. Get rid of many invaders as I possibly can. So to that end, I'll go ahead and use Call of the Dahan Ways to add another Dahan somewhere. I'll just do it here. Yeah, you know what? I've got my stats for lands with Dahan, so I'll just do it in this one instead. I've also got Savage Transformation, so I'll go ahead and use that here. That does 2 fear, so maybe I'll, yeah. I have the kicker. No, I don't, because I used an any on a thing. Why did I do that? So I'm just going to not use Savage Transformation. Why not? Because I want to use Utter a Curse of Dread and Bone instead. It's more fun. I will go ahead and use Perils of the Deepest Island. Let's see, where do I have presence? Here? I'll use it there. It's 1 fear. That's a beast within some amount of range. Okay. Softly beckon ever inward. I will go ahead. I can't use it there just because, so I will use it here. Again, game is over, but may as well just make the board look a little prettier. And now I will utter a Curse of Dread and Bone with the kicker in this land here. So for each blight in or adjacent to target land, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blight, I add 1 Badlands, 1 disease, or 1 strife. Max is 3 of each. Almost gonna max out my Badlands tokens with this. Yep, not there. Right in here. There you go. 3 disease. And 2 strafe. Doesn't really matter what I put them under, because then 2 fear, 1 damage. And for each type of token that I added, add 1 more within 1 range and 1 damage in an adjacent land. So the 2 fear, 1 damage here is going to do like 4 damage, something like that, because of all these guys. 5 damage. That's like a million blight, or million fear. 1 damage in an adjacent land. For each type of token that you added, add 1 more within 1 range, and 1 damage in an adjacent land. Okay. So I do like Badlands. That. And then this would be my final end state. As I finish resolving that power, it got me like an enormous amount of fear. And this is what the island looks like at the end of this lure and trickster game. So very, very messy, but that's sometimes what it takes to clear out the invaders. Like I said, I think if I had gotten any single other event other than the one that I got on that turn, so if I had gotten anything other than local diaspora, which was just awful for me. Yeah, well, too bright. A local diaspora in the single land with the most invaders, push 1 explorer or town to each adjacent land. When I had like 8 things gathered up in here that I was just about ready to destroy, that hurt a lot. That did 2 blight and stole their 1 beast. If it weren't for that, I think I would have won a lot faster. but it was still a pretty good game. Lure just destroys Russia, so very much a strength against weakness type matchup. Trickster is fine against Russia. I don't think it's super favorable as a matchup, but it's not bad by any means. So let me go ahead and score this up, and I'll see how I did. I think this was my second win against level 4 Russia. Oop, that's not an 8. There we go. And it's nice to get back to some of these jagged Earth spirits. Since I've been playing digital a lot on the Steam version, haven't gotten to see them, so it's nice to see some old friends there. So Russia 4, no scenario, standard setup. Alright, how many cards did I have left? I have 3. Getting a little close there to the end. I think this game was about 2 hours. I took a little break. I'll have to check it out. And I'll do some editing here to cut that down so it's not a full 2 hours, but I think that was about right. Had a lot of Dahan, so I think I added one. Let's see, 7, so 13 Dahan. Net gain of 1. Blight, I had a ton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Terror level is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 lands occupied by invaders. And let me check their health. 3, 4, 8, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 28, 30 health worth of invaders. Okay, so pretty solid. This was a 52-point game, so not bad. Not my highest with either of these spirits, I don't think. But still pretty good. Why is it not letting me? There we go. So yeah, let me finish locking this in. Board E. Okay, so finally finished with that. So this was a good game. First time I got to play the table version of it in a couple weeks, so it was nice to get that out and get some games going. I think I really do like this angle. I'll have to fix the lighting. It's just a little too washed out right up at the front there. But I think it's pretty cool. You can kind of see the invaders at an angle. So I might stick with doing that, but if you're watching, feel free to let me know whether you like this angle or the overhead angle better. And I'll take that into account next time I stream. I'm gonna try to keep doing two-handed games. I'll probably try to get one in tomorrow and get that up in a couple weeks. But if you've enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see everyone next time.